Hi, hello, folks. It's your girl Marie, another live stream. So today, back at the Flashdrives, but this time I'm gonna be working on something different. I'm kind of tired of working on pictures right now. Yesterday kind of like it was a lot. But what I am gonna do is something an idea that I came up with earlier today, and yeah, I'm really excited about it. So I know for the future flash drives that I was going to work on for a later project, I wanted to include affirmations. And so I was thinking about this flash drive with the limited edition colors, right? And I was like, okay, what, because I was like thinking about the price point and how much I wanted to sell it for, and if I felt like it was worth that, right? Then again, I feel like you can make anything whatever price you want it to be. Like people spend thousands of dollars for, know, a belt. So I'm like, all right, and then I also think of like Nipsey Hussle because I know at one point he was selling his album for like $100, and that's not how much I was going to sell my products for. But I was like, when I think of the price, like, okay, what do I think of the value of this? And so I was just going over everything that I wanted to include with the flash drive, and I'm like, you know what? Actually, I feel like if anything, I should be charging more, but I'm not going to do that. So it kind of made me like settle with the price that I was thinking about. But I wanted to add something on there because initially what was going to be on there was the music, lyrics to the songs, um, the pictures, and each flash drive was going to have different pictures. So that was going to be a unique experience with the one that people get. And then also like the names of the pictures were done with intention. So it's either like a song that I like, or album reference to an album, reference to an artist that's inspired me, words of like a message of encouragement, or like different hints to future projects and stuff like that. um so yeah, so I was like, okay, you know what, I feel like there's a bit with this. And I was like, okay, what more can I put on there besides just like the music and the lyrics and the pictures? And I was like, you know what? Because there isn't going to be any videos on there. So the pictures kind of make up for the fact that the music videos aren't going to be there. Like I enjoyed the pictures, or at least some of them, from those visual shoots. So I'm like, okay, I don't really mind putting the pictures on there. I really don't want to put the videos. One, because I know the videos are going to take up too much space. But two, like I'm not really a crazy fan for them. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not gonna sell something that I don't believe in. And it's not that I don't believe in them. It's just I know I was in my process of growing as an artist, and it's not really exactly the work that I would have wanted it to be. So yeah. With that said, that's why I did the pictures instead. But I was like, you know what? I want there to be with a little bit more intention, just more than just the art. So the idea that I came up with today. Hold on. Dun dun dun. Wait for 1 minute. Okay. So the idea that I had today, to work on was affirmations, which I was already going to do. But then when I was thinking about it, I was like, okay, so if I put affirmations on a flash drive, like aside from the fact that they're going to be affirmations and it's like a positive message, we had a little visitor with us, a furry visitor. Here's my fur child, maybe. Um, Even though I'm wearing black right now, but it's okay. And so I was like, okay, so if I have these flash drives, with the affirmations, I'm like, I don't want it to just be on a plain document because I'm like, if you know anything about me, I'm a stickler for like aesthetics. Like it has to give a vibe. You know what I'm saying? So I was thinking, I was like, okay, how do I was also thinking of something else. Um, I'll write that idea down. I don't know if anybody's doing anything like that, and I don't want to share it because y'all love to copy and not give credit. Um, so that would be so dope if this is possible. I haven't seen anybody do this. So, all right. Anyway, so I was like, all right, I wanna do this, and I want it to be a vibe. And I was like, well, your girl knows how to make creative, slides and documents and stuff like that. Because, like, I know my way around Canva. And I was just thinking about this experience of when I was working at FIT, and I was told to put together this like booklet of. There was like a new committee that was being brought in for our department at the time, and they had me like edit like a page of like their bios and stuff, and like put like a aesthetic or whatever with it. And even though that was an irritating experience, I was like, you know what, you're gonna eat the fishes with the bones, even though they was giving me mostly bones. But I'm like, I already know my way around Canva. Um, I'm pretty good at editing it. So, I was like, okay, cool, let's do that. Um, and not only that, but what was I thinking? Sorry, I was really distracted there. Um, okay, so yeah, I was like, okay, maybe if I do the affirmations and put it on a document with like a design, so like when people see it on the flash drive, it's not just like, okay, these affirmations. So there's like a visual aspect to it, like it's visually enticing. Aside from the fact that they're affirmations that people can use to kind of like empower themselves. So so I was like, all right, I could do that. So before I got on here, what I was thinking yesterday, I was like, all right, I know my computer, it's a little bit outdated. So and I don't have my streaming stuff set up on my desk. My desk is like a little bit messy right now. Um, and I kind of don't feel like going through that right now. And it's just easier for me to work on a table in this particular moment in time. So I was like, all right, you know what? I'll just sacrifice working on this device, which is a little bit delayed, or not as quick as I would like it to be. Um, and so I was like, let me prep the windows that I need before going on here, because I feel like what eats up a lot of time on these live streams is me trying to get to the file and get to the windows and waiting for everything to load and all that. So I was like, all right, let me just set up everything so I could just like jump right into it. So with that said, so the first thing I'm going to do is write down the documents or the affirmation rather, and just like on plain paper, and just type that drawing down. And then I was thinking like, okay, that'd be a cool concept to do for the lyrics too, because I was like, right now the lyrics are just on like a really basic document, and I'm like, we're too creative for this. You know what I mean? So, all right, so let's do this like this. Okay, so y'all can see my beautiful mug. Um, and I'm like, because I did my makeup today. Like today, it's giving black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow. It was really unintentional. Because I was like, all right, this is something where like because I know you can't usually see my full outfit unless I'm like standing up or something. So I'm like, all right, I want to give something like at the top, like with this shirt, I got like a little bit of ruffles, even though you can't really see them that well, but whatever. It's still a vibe, and then the pants, because I had this outfit together for another creative idea. I don't know if I'm gonna do that. Well, actually, I'm probably gonna do it. I'm just not gonna do it now or anytime soon. It'll be like a future project. Um, but anyway, I was like, let me just put this outfit together since it's just sitting here already ready, and it'll be comfortable. Maybe, and it'll be comfortable. So, so yeah, all right. So, okay, let's try something. Let's see. All right. All right. So, I know this is going to be well, I don't know. Maybe this will be quicker than I expect. Be hopeful. Okay. Hold on. Okay, actually, I think I'm not going to do this. No, it's probably looking a little crazy on the screen here. Okay. I'll start to get big in the corner a little bit. Right, I'm trying to do this in a way where it's like, whatever. And then, I have ET in the background, so it's not like so silent. I've been listening to ET all day unintentionally. I just like to start my day with motivation. Okay, we are leaders. You set the stage, baby. Or actually, you know, let me make this gender neutral. Okay, literally. Right. Amen. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna make a little change on here. Okay, I don't know how it's visible. Okay, so y'all see the process. All right. And so let me just take a second to check these platforms. Right. Right. Like, don't tap into old money, make new money. Yeah. Thank you. Just give me a second. Whew, whew. Mm. Okay, well, come on. Come on, YouTube. Oh my goodness. So for my life. Yeah. Okay. All right, this is taking too long. All right, we just gonna have to take that off of that. And just know that the content is being made and stored. Hello, human. Whoever's watching. Hopefully you are watching with the intention of love. Um, all right. All right. We about to get back to the information. I was just like, the thing is, with the platform that I'm using, it distributes the stream to other platforms. So I know I'm streaming on Kick right now in YouTube. And I was like, okay, it's it's cool that it does that because on the platform that I'm using to do the actual stream, I can't save the recordings, but I know because it's going on YouTube, it's storing the video. So I'm like, all right, cool. But my only thing is like, once people start, getting into the chats or start commenting and stuff like that, like it's three different platforms that I'm streaming on. So I'm like, okay, how would I be able to interact with people if people were like comment on the chats and stuff? But I'm like, you know what? We'll cross that bridge when we get there. I know right now I'm just working with what I got. You know, it is what it is. I'm just dealing with this computer for the time being until I could get a better technical situation with a little bit more privacy and speed. Um, but until then, you know, we make do with what we got. I'm gonna do the best with what I got. Um, oh, shout out to the Morning Fairy fans. Um, so yeah, with that said, you know, I just know I just gotta be consistent and keep putting the work in. Bye, have a good day. And I just gotta be consistent with I just have to be consistent with you know, doing the work and like, you know, I wanna bring you all a part of it and I know at some point people are gonna find the page and, you know, go back and watch, you know, the videos because I know I've done that where I find people pages. Because usually when it comes to YouTube channels, like, you know, I feel like you don't really watch well me personally, I know I haven't really watched people until like you know there's a few videos and then like sometimes if I like a channel I'll just like binge watch their content but they have to have the content for you to binge watch, right? So I'm like, you know, I know as I'm doing this work I already got to do anyway, might as well document the experience on my own platform. And so you know when my audience comes through and you know watches it on my page and you know want to binge the whole process, especially with these flash drives, you know, um, you all can feel a part of the journey. Like you were right along with me and making this. And, you know, and it's a lot. It's a process, but it's a lot. And, you know, I'm excited because I'm coming up with ideas as I'm working with it. And, you know, it's a lot of work, especially like the whole hunt for these pictures yesterday that literally took me all day. And I still didn't find the pictures I was looking for, but like so much other stuff got done. So it's like, okay, I know I'm not like, it's not going to waste, essentially. So, so yeah, you know, it's just a process. It's a process until we can get into a better circumstance. But you know, it is what it is. You know, I just gotta keep my protections up and you know, be a little bit more vulnerable as an artist and even bring you about a part of the journey in a way that is comfortable for me, that aligns with something that, you know, feels within my control and my, you know, what I'm willing to share versus what others would share without my knowledge or consent. Um, so anyway, let's get back to the affirmations, right? Okay, yeah, so I'm changing some of these as I'm typing it because the thing is I want to make it palatable for other people. Like I want it to be gender inclusive, and neutral and inclusive in certain things. I'm like, oh, you know, I should probably add this with this. Um, maybe do I have to? Type this? All right, so back again. All right. Okay. That's what they Actually, I didn't spell it wrong. I just spelled a completely different word. It's a motherfucking moment. Motherfucking moment. Let's, where is it at? I feel like this is the easiest part in all of this. But then again, like I feel like the designing shouldn't be hard either. It's just a matter of finding the aesthetic uh, that meets my standards. Just a fucking Patek. I'm like, okay, come on. Oh, that's right. Okay. No, they're gonna go to reboot. And I'm like, I know I already typed some this. I said, okay, let's not do that like that. Let's not put in technical circumstances. All right. All right, let's try this again. You ever look at a word for a long time and like, is that really how you spell it? But it's totally correct. Like this is how you in it all your life. But you're looking at the word like, y'all sure? I expect, right? That is how you spell it. You're like, what? All right, we'll get back to that. All right, here we go. Okay, so like this affirmation right here that I just read about attracting money. So I write it this way intentionally. Um, because I say I didn't write it down on my sheet this way, but I'm gonna take it that way. Where it's like I attract money easily, safely, and abundantly. So, some might say like, okay, why do you say safely? Right? Oh, hold on. With integrity. Easily, safely, abundantly. Mm, let's see. All right. Right? Okay. So for one, of course, you want to attract money easily. Like you don't want to have a hard time getting money. The money should just flow to you with ease and smoothness. As long as you have the right um, streams of income set up in a way where it can flow to you easily. Because that's really what the game is. Like that's really what life is about. It's like finding streams of income where it just flows to you and there's no like blockages and stuff like that. And it just flows effortlessly. And so I say safely because I don't know where I heard this from. I feel like I've heard several people mention it, where like some people were doing like affirmations for money. And it's like, oh my gosh, I want $20,000. I want $20,000 or something like that, right? And you know, and then something happened where like somebody got in a car accident, or like a family member passed away, and then they got an inheritance um, for like $20,000. And so I say safely because your manifestations can come true if you're not being specific. And that's why I say, like, attract money easily, safely, so something doesn't happen where, like, say you get into an accident just for you to get the money. Like, like now we reject that. So something safely, like money randomly just finding its way to you, or like, some government like programs randomly giving money away and you just like found thousands of dollars. Like that's happened to me before. And I was like, I don't even know where this money is coming from, but I'm not gonna be mad. I'm just gonna receive my blessing with gratitude. Um I mean, I had seen something about it like years beforehand, but I was unsure of what the situation was. And I was like, why did this money ever come to me? But it came to me at the right time because if had I got it then, I wouldn't have known how to manage it like I do now. Like I'm a lot better with managing my money. Like unfortunately, I've been unemployed for like mad months now, and I still have money because for one of my affirmations, thanks to Coach Stormy, is I will never be broke another day in my life, and I manage my money well, and I do. And it was a point in time. Like I've always known to save money, but I think I'm getting better about like investing money and placing your money in safe places where, for one, it's working for you and it's multiplying. And then two, that you're disciplined to not just willingly or willfully spend your money on things that don't matter. Like sometimes, like every now and then, I might splurge, like, I'm gonna get cookies. You know what I'm saying? But like I don't splurge on things that I used to. Like even when I was working, I was a lot more responsible with my money. Like I paid my bills. I made sure, I had my transportation together. Like I saved my money. Um, I invested in myself. I made sure to invest in like events and programs. Every now and then I might splurge on something for leisure, but for the most part, like I am a lot more responsible with my finances. I'm not perfect at it, but I'm a lot better than what I was. Like I used to run out of money. Like oof. just like struggling. But I knew when I was working the job that I had, like I was like, look, this is the most money that I've made working a job. And granted, even though I had to spend a lot, like a lot of benefits came out of that, but I knew I was like, look, I'm going to save my finances. And and I know the thing is like not just saving because like, inflation, your the value of the dollar is ever changing and it's ever going down. So, it's one thing to save and build that habit. So say if you lose it all, you can always gain it back because you know how to save your money and then reinvest it into something that's going to bring more money. But like putting your money in places where it's going to accumulate value. And I think that's very important. And, I think that's something that's important for, you know, especially Black folks to know. And I've learned about that the hard way. But, I aim to learn these lessons so I can pay it forward and share it on this platform. And just for people who, are just trying to learn about financial literacy and just build generational wealth. I know that's a hot topic and everybody talks about that. Generational wealth. Invest your money, save your money, the value of a dollar, you know, to own, to rent, whatever, right? But it like all those hot buzzwords around finances don't matter if you don't practice it, and that's something that I had to learn myself. Like I always knew I was going to get to a point where I would be, and I was always like saving, but there were times where I would invest in the wrong things. So that was like the mistakes that I had made through the years. It's like, okay, I was saving, and then once I get my money to a certain place, I would like spend it on something, or like, or invest it somewhere, and then it wouldn't be a return on investment. So you just learn, you live and you learn, and so yeah. So anyway, that was I'm just going on a financial tangent right now, but then also, so I said, attract money easily, safely, abundantly. So not just, attracting money easily, like, you get $5 easily. No, with abundance, like, like in the thousands, the 10,000s, 100,000s, millions, like, speaking to high value in money, you know, like aligning with you easily and safely, but also with integrity, because there's so many opportunities where you can, people will try to pull like the wool over your eyes. And then there's times where there's valid opportunities where you can sign a contract and get $1 million, but you gotta compromise your morals to do that. You know what I'm saying? And I've already made that mistake on my own. Like, when I started the root supply. And I will say, like, it's not my proudest moment. And it's something that people won't let me forget. Um, but it was a lesson. It was an experience that I was like, okay, my whole thing was like, I was basically like using images of the products of my previous work to hold the space for product while I was in the process of ordering things. So like say if I get an order in, I could order it from Amazon and then like sell the product, but I was using the images based on the products that I had at my job. So like to the people, anyone outside looking in, it looks like, oh, you're stealing products from your workplace or whatever that case may be. And then I was like really like nifty about like finessing discounts and stuff like that. Just because I was in a really desperate space financially. Like I left a job that was like my primary source of income just because I was like working so hard there, and I just felt so unappreciated, and people were just like elevating beyond me. Like, and it took like a year to promote me, but there was like at least five different managers that put in a good word for me and was like, yo, why don't we promote Nerese? Like, she knows all the products, she's good at her job, everybody, enjoys working with her. So why not promote Nerese? And it took like a year and five different managers trying to like, putting a good word for me about being promoted. And then when I was promoted, then there was another position that opened up that somebody that wasn't even a part of the company got hired. And no shade to that person. Like, whatever. I understand that happens. Turnover happens and people get new positions. But I was just like, it took this long just for me to be recognized for my hard work. And then as soon as I finally get here, then somebody who y'all don't even know just is automatically considered for this position. And I was basically doing the work for that position anyway. And then by the time they get here, I'm gonna be the one that's gonna have to train them, and they getting paid more than me. Like, come on, and granted, how I left was not graceful, and I wasn't proud of that. But I was in a financially compromising space. And so I did things to compromise my integrity in the attempts of starting a business. And I'm not proud of that, but that's my truth. That's my story, and I know I'm not the only one that's ever done anything like that. I know there's people who've done things similar or worse, but, I don't think we should crucify people for that. You know, there's a lot of people who do desperate things when they're in desperate circumstances, you know, circumstances. I don't know why I said it like that, but but that's the truth. Like, hello, that's why a lot of people, especially folks from the hood, you know, dabble into illegal activities and, pharmaceutical businesses, um, just trying to make a way out of no way, trying to make a dime out of, a dollar out of 15 cents. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, unfortunately, we all go through things like this where, um, so there may be times where, you know, you might be struggling and you might consider, compromising your integrity, or, or say you're in an elevated space in your career. And then for you to like get to that next level, you starting to get opportunities where people are like, all right, you can move forward, but you got to do this. You got to shake your ass like this, or you got to post content about this. You got to talk about this. You got to promote music that you got to make music that promotes violence and misogyny and all of this stuff. And I know there's stuff like that that happens. And I'm specifically talking about the music industry because I'm a creator. You know, or there's just times, circumstances where, like, say your back might be against the wall and you feel like, it's not something I want to do, but like I feel like I'm being forced to do this, you know. And it's like, and honestly, like, corporate spaces are just like, people in, you know, positions of power are ruthless and really don't care for your well-being or your best interest, and don't care if you live or not, because especially people in the music industry know that sometimes your value goes up when you die, you know. Like, and Shaka Khan has said that. She was like, the industry could be a very demonic space because, when there's certain people that's on they deathbed, and she's seen like people in the industry where, say there's an artist, like a legendary artist that's well respected, that's paid time in, and say like some health issue is happening and they're on their deathbed. There are industry execs that's literally drawing up, all right, well, let's do the classics album, the posthumous album, the unreleased stuff, and literally drawing up the records ready to release it as soon as the person passes, and they're literally just waiting for them to die to put the music out. Like, shit like that happens in real life, and that's why I choose to be independent, and that's why I own my masters, and that's why you know it could be easier going that route. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like I just refuse to do that. You know what I mean? And those are circumstances where some people may be forced to compromise their integrity and, for the sake of a dollar. And I've been in different circumstances like that. So that's why I have this affirmation. And I felt like it was necessary for me to explain that, just because the industry, you know, executives are grimy like that in real life. And, you know, and it's like, yeah, you can be attracting money and wealth and abundance and all of that, but with integrity, is key. So, I just wanted to explain that because that happens in real life. Like, I mean, especially with people like Michael Jackson, you know, just the whole thing about him, especially with him rising up to power when he owned pretty much like 50% of Sony's publishing catalog. And they like, yeah, nah, we gotta run that back, you know? And it's like, you know, that brings me to another point. I'll do another live stream after this where I talk about that because I've been wanting to do a video on that for a long time, just talking about Prince and Michael and just like their beef with the industry and how they were approaching their beefs in two different ways. I briefly mentioned it through my channel, House of Divinity, but I feel like you might as well get into it. But that's not we're not getting into all of that right now. But anyway, but yeah, stuff like that happens, So it's like you could be at the bottom of the barrel and compromise your integrity, or you could be all the way at the top and be forced to compromise your integrity. But it's really up to you. And honestly, I would just say like not to be so judgmental to people when they are in those situations and you notice a change in them as an artist. Because you don't know what's going on in those rooms and what's going on in the boardrooms and what they're being told and what they're being tricked into doing and stuff like that. And it's like to some people it's like, oh, they sold this and that. Oh my gosh, they're doing it for $1. But sometimes you never know, like they could be in like some really like traumatic experience where like their well being might be threatened or something like that, because shit like that happens. So, when you see artists like that, just like, don't be so quick to be judgmental because you don't know what's really going on, but shit like that do happen. All right, anyway. So, yeah. Um, attracting them easily, safely, abundantly, with integrity. And that's the whole point of that. Okay. All right, anyway, back to okay. And heavy on I manage my money well. Okay, I would say something else on top of this too. Okay, you know what? I don't know. I want to put this above this now. Okay. I'm, I'm trying. And that's the thing. I've broken every day in my life. Okay. I feel you. I'm done. Okay. All right. Okay. So the affirmations are done being typed. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Yes. guess I'm like trying to get comfortable while I do this work. I'm just undergrad. Okay. So try to make this chair work. All right. So that's the activation's done, right? Okay, love this one. All right. Cool. Okay. Angie is always with me. All right. So I finished typing out the affirmations. So now the next thing is putting it in Canva. I was like, what is the next thing? Um, okay. So I'm gonna screen share. I'm like, am I over the? Oh, I was like, I just like I am blending onto the document. Okay, it's definitely not what was happening. All right, so I'm just giving you 1 second, y'all. All right, hold on. All right. I'll be back. Yeah, I see the lighting is better going. I'm just gonna turn in a little bit. All right. Y'all cannot see me. Okay, here we are. What is all of this? Okay. I'm like, can you just get a blank document? All right, hold on, y'all. Oh, right. Okay, so, all right, just hold on. Because I'm looking like, all right, what is this and why has it got all this stuff on it? So, all right, we are going to look at templates. That's what I did do. Now, I know my way around Canva, but I haven't been on there in a while. Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm. Um, okay. I think I wanted to give a little hint. Ready for it. All right, so I think what I'm looking for. Okay, like I like this color. Actually, ooh, I like what's happening over here. All right, I just want something like this isn't what I'm looking for. I know. Okay, I think the type of template that I'm looking for is like maybe like a poster. Okay, this is kind of giving an aesthetic. Okay, I really like this one. Of course, it's usually the ones that I like are the what's the name ones, the pro ones. But I got the pro trials. So. And I'll probably look crazy because I like I was eating food and I feel like the food is like a little stuck in my teeth. So don't judge me. All right. Well, this what the YouTubers be using. I'm like, I know that picture well. Okay. So far, the one that I've seen that I like initially was this. Okay. So I'm having an epiphany idea moment. Oh, y'all can't see what I'm looking at. Oh no, yeah, y'all can. Okay. Oh no, y'all can't. Sorry. I shared the screens I didn't turn on. Okay, so I was looking at templates, right? All right. So I was looking at the different templates, and right now the only one I really like is this. And so I'm like, okay, um, like, all right, I like this, but I'm thinking of something else. Like, okay, so a while ago, I put together like a post where I shared some of the lyrics from Aloe as like a picture and it had like an aesthetic kind of background. And I did that with like images from Pinterest. Let me start this. Hmm. Okay, this isn't what I was planning on working on, but I think I could use. The thing is, okay, I don't want it to just be sheet music. I kind of want there to be like an image. Like, okay, I like this as a template. I'm gonna rework it in a way that kind of goes with the aesthetic of the project. Because I'm like, okay, I feel like the color scheme should be a little different. I like the concept. I like how it is, but I would want to try to do something that leans towards like purple and gold. Um, just because the hold on. That's the color scheme of the album. And then I don't want it to just be like sheet music in the background. Like that's kind of like a little cliche. I mean, it's cool. Out of all the templates, that's the only one I like, but I just want to rework it. And I think I want to do it where I layer in like a picture from Pinterest to kind of go with the aesthetic of that song. So like I want there to be like a general color scheme that goes with the whole album, but each song has like image or like a collage background that kind of fits the aesthetic of that song specifically. And that just made this project a little bit more elaborate. I was like, oh, this is going to be simple. I'm just going to put this together. I'm just going to whip this together. But like part of me doesn't want to rush the process because I want to do it right. I don't want to just like throw it together and just be like, all right, let me just sew these things. Like, no, I want it to be done well. I want it to be done with intention and I want it to be quality work. So when people get these flash drives, it feels like I put energy into it. And like for those who will be watching, who are watching, and will be watching the playback of this, you will see the time, energy, and intention that went into working this. And you know what? I think it's a good idea that I'm doing this because I would just be doing this work on a computer, but like might as well make it content. And not only make content, but like the labor of putting these things together, like it does take time. So like even if the content doesn't, eventually when my channel grows organically, you know, and by the time someone else might be watching this, it would have already grown organically. Um, you see, oh, when she was making these flash drives, this is what she was doing. Like, this is how long it took. Oh my gosh, and the pictures and this and that. Like, yes, all of this, it's work. And, work that I don't take for granted, like doing, it's just like, when you come up with ideas and you're like, okay, that's a dope idea, but now it just made this a lot more elaborate and it's going to take me a little bit more time to really do it, but that's okay. Ooh, 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 mm. For those who didn't hear him, he said, you believe in God, but you don't believe in the version of you that he created. Ooh. See, this is why I listen to stuff like this. Because, like, it's not that I'm not listening because, I'm working and I have it on in the background. But, bruh, whoa, that was a word. Felt that. Come on, ET. Mm, needed that. Come on. Come on. Wow. He said you believe in God, but you don't believe in the version that He made of you. Hmm. Hello. They try to echo, but you can't duplicate God's work, honey. Yo, he preaching. I mean, I know this is AT the hip hop preacher. Oh, baby. I felt that. That was a word. Okay, so all right. I kind of like this format right here with the pictures like this. It kind of looks like a bookshelf. Actually. All right. So let's start these together. So I think if I I know how I'm gonna do this. I know how to do this, and I've already done the work to pretty much do this, right? All right. So I already see it. I see it. I see the vision, y'all. It's just I'm not sure how I'm gonna do it. All right, let's do this, right? Mind you, this is not what I was working on. I was trying to work on the thing for the affirmation. So actually, let me look for that too. My journey. Okay, I want something like this. There's like a plain middle, and then I could just add to it, but like aesthetic. It has to be aesthetic, or maybe it could be similar to priority. What else? Oh, commercial. Mm. Damn, that was a word. Okay, priority, priority. The right to take precedent or to proceed before I did get the last word. Okay, all right. So look, all right. So this is my game plan, right? For this, I'm gonna see if I can try to do it. Even though I was looking for the affirmations, but I wanted to do the same process for the lyrics. But since I found this, that's what we're going to work on for now, right? All right. So what I want to do is use this. Let me see. I want to use that like sheet as the background, right? And then I don't know if it's going to be too much. All right. All right. So I like this sheet music background here, and I even like this in the corner. I'll probably make that a little bit smaller, make it a little bit smaller. And then what I want to do is have some like a picture collage in the background a little bit, just because it's pictures kind of organized like this kind of like wedding setup, but not wedding pictures. Because mind you, I had all the songs from Divine, like do a visual film with it, and I didn't get a chance to do that. But in the midst of doing that, I put mood boards together on Pinterest of the aesthetics for each visual. And so I think if I just use pictures from that mood board as well as pictures from the photo shoots that I've had, like incorporate some of that in there too, and then have the lyrics on top. Ooh. All right, let's see. Let's see if I can do it. Let's see if we can do it, guys. All right, but yeah, I think I started that other one. Let me just make sure so I can see if I can find this. Oh yeah, no, yeah. Let's start this. All right, all right. So let's work on this because I want to see. Like I don't know. I feel like my ideas are a little too loud, but we gonna find a way to make this work. Figure out a food situation. So let's all right. Let's close that window out because I don't need it. I already have this open. All right. All right. All right. Let's see if I can do this. So it's a few windows open. All right. Honestly, all right. Look, I don't realize I put a screen here. This task would probably be easier for me to do on my desktop. So I'm gonna try to do that. So all right. So this, yeah, I'm gonna position slow, and for me to like do any visual editing, it's just not. All right. So you know, I'm gonna end the stream and try to get this going over there. All right. All right, y'all. So I'm gonna end the stream and then like I'm gonna try to get this thing up and running on my other um, the desktop and see if it'll run smoother because like I can't with this slow ass shit for what I need it to be efficient so I can really edit this. So all right, I'll be back.